When you feel caught up in being human, stressed out, separate, isolated, anxious, frightened, your entrance point back into your, shall we say, multidimensional nature, your expansive nature. At the most expansive point, you are everything. At the widest point, you are everything. Your entrance into your non-human nature, everything that's not conditioned, everything that's original, everything that's authentic, everything that comes from the source of who you are. The entrance point, you can visualize as an hourglass. That's what you call that, right? Hourglass. So if you're caught up in the human part, or whichever part you want to imagine that as, let's just call it the lower for now. The entrance point, that thin part through which you go back into more of yourself, back into the expanse, back into the expansive point of view of who you are. The entrance point is isness, the isness that's here. The sweetness inherent in the isness of whatever goes on, the isness of your emotion, the isness of your confusion, the isness of your presence, the isness of your body, the isness of your circumstance, the isness of your state of being. And by confirming the isness, by emphasizing the isness of whatever is, by reflecting back to it that it is, for example, by saying, I am clear that I am confused. I am clear right now that I am confused. I am clear right now that I feel anxious. I'm clear right now that I'm afraid. Gets you out of the storyline of being human, out of the chaos of your human psyche, and places you back in that point of clarity from which sky's the limit, from which imagination can be activated, from which you can access parallel realities, different versions of yourself that you can shift into right now that are actually literally coexistent, simultaneous to this reality. But isness for many people is this sweet entrance point back into that center between our human nature, our conditioned nature, and our original nature, or our expanding nature, our limiting nature and our expanding nature. Neither of these is good or bad. They're just limiting and expanding. So whenever you feel something, instead of believing that you feel it, simply state clearly that you are clear on the fact that you feel it. I am clear, I am vibrationally clear that I feel confused. Or I am vibrationally clear that I am afraid, or that I feel fear. And if you keep repeating sentences like that, if you keep emphasizing the isness of what is, then you are free from what is. You're no longer identified with what is, because you are now vibrationally clear. You're not vibrationally muddled. You're not vibrationally confused. Even if confusion is there, you are vibrationally clear that you experience a confusion over here or over there or over there. But you are vibrationally clear on that. So you are clear. That's the center point, returning to the isness by emphasizing whatever is to be as it is. I experience this. I am clearly aware of this emotion, of this feeling, of this circumstance, of this desire. And by stating in that way, you will feel clearer. You will feel that your mind clears up. You will feel that your heart becomes more present. You become more connected again to yourself, to that sense of timelessness, spacelessness, beyondness, freedom, connection, belonging, inspiration, creativity, imagination, wisdom, awareness. Simply by stating what is, reflecting back to what is, that indeed it is. All at once is to be acknowledged. If you're confused, it doesn't mean you are confused. It just wants to hear that it's present. So give that. Give that isness to what already is. Say, yes, I am clear that you are confused. I am clear that you are afraid. You already feel relief, instantaneous relief when you do that. When you return, when you go through that eye of the needle, the eye of the hourglass of isness, referring to the isness of what is. When you state clearly what is, that what is, then you are in a sense beyond what is. You're no longer underneath what is, you're on top of what is. Does that make sense? Can you feel that shift in the feeling state, in the frequency state? Can you feel that you're more clear when you say, I'm vibrationally clear, then I'm confused, rather than saying, oh, I don't know what to do? You don't become a victim by repeating whatever is back to itself. Oh, yes, you are. That's right. You are. This is here right now. You're literally taking yourself out from underneath that thing and placing yourself on top of that thing. From victimization to re-empowerment. So, from victimization to re-empowerment and to expansiveness or expansion is through that eye of the needle or through the center of the hourglass, which is confirming back to whatever is that it is indeed present, that it indeed exists. And then again, the sky's the limit. Then again, you will be inspired again. You will have access again to imagination, to inspiration, to joy, to intuition, to insight, to expansiveness, the expansiveness of who you are, the multidimensional nature of who you are, the all-comprehensive nature of who you are. Because ultimately, again, you are everything that is. Everything, not just this slice that you're focused on. You are everything, everything, everything. Everything is who you are. Consciousness is everything. Every experience has always been part of consciousness. You are consciousness, so you are everything. Make sense? So that opens up to you when your non-human nature, when your human nature is, in a sense, acknowledged and therefore transcendent. Acknowledging and transcendence is the same thing. By acknowledging something, you are beyond it, you are above it, you are transcending it, you are re-empowering yourself. Acknowledge whatever is and see that you are beyond it, that you are able to say that you are clear on whatever is, you are perceiving whatever is. And then from there, you can go anywhere. By going anywhere, I mean you can shift through your consciousness into different alternate states of being. Frequencies, versions of yourself. Your state of being generates the state of who you are and your circumstances. So if you're unhappy with the circumstances, change who you are. Change the version that you project your consciousness through. Can you do that?